And welcome to another episode. Today I have a treat for everybody. I'm going to be talking about perhaps one of my favorite camera in terms of all mechanical, minimalistic, simplistic, almost to the point of an art deco camera that really fascinates me. And it's by far a beautiful camera. And that is the Werra I. This camera is such, well, let's get into it. As you can see, this is it. The remarkable thing about this simple little camera is they just did everything that they could to keep everything into this small body. It's not a rangefinder. Let's keep that in mind. The viewfinder for the Werra I, it's actually just a very small cutout into the tin. I mean, I don't know as you can necessarily see it, but very small that you have an opportunity. Now, I could say this, it's an advantage with me wearing my glasses, but you just have a small cutout with glass. That's just a viewfinder. There's no focal length lines in there to focus on or everything. You just look through the viewfinder and point. On the top side, you can see right here, we have the shutter button. That's it. No bells and whistles and dials. Shutter button's right here. On the bottom, it's even simple. This is the rewind knob once you're done shooting your roll of film. In the center is, well, I like to call it the takedown knob, but anyway, it's the screw that you would turn to open it up, to pop the back and the bottom off of here to load the film. And then, of course, in the center, now this is a 3/8 inch tripod thread configuration. Now, I say 3/8 inch. It's actually metric, but the closest thing is 3/8 inch. They make adapter bushings that you can screw into here in order to mount it on a 1/4 inch 20 tripod, which is a standard American. So it's clear that they had made this for the European theater. And then over here, we have the film counter. It's actually you have to adjust it to 0 after you load the film. Let's talk a little bit about the heart of this camera, and this is the most remarkable thing about this camera. We have our simplistic. Right here is, we'll call it the lens cap. This is what protects the lens. And of course, you'd unscrew it to take it off. There it is. And I want to share with you the breakdown of this lens. This is a Carl Zeiss Werra Tessar 2.8 by 50 millimeter lens. Very simple. First ring we have here is we have the aperture ring. The aperture ring, of course, is what either shrinks the aperture down to f/16 and it opens up all the way to f/2.8. That's the first ring, and you just simply turn it to your desirable aperture setting that you want. The next ring is the focus. The focus ring is set up in metrics. The awesome thing is you have to guesstimate, estimate, and set your focus length to what you need it to in order to photograph. Remember, all mechanical. And it's a bit hard possibly to see, but the next ring is the shutter speed. And on the base right here, you have two knobs that you use to rotate for your shutter speed. Then the nice, neat, wicked thing about this is this bottom ring right here. That is, you can call it the film advance. It's really great. As a matter of fact, I want to take a few moments and show you the ritual here. I want to take my glasses off. All right. So let's say you're in an environment and you want to adjust. Now I'm in my room here, and because we don't have that much light, I'm going to do something uniquely different. I'm going to go all the way down to f2.8. Sounds pretty reasonable, right? And then I'm going to look, and I'm about approximately, we'll say 6 feet. I am 6 feet from the camera. And so I'm going to adjust 6 feet. That'd be 2 meters. So I'm going to adjust it down to 2 meters. That's on the focus ring. So we did the aperture ring. We just got done with the focus ring. And the shutter speed, I think I'm actually going to drop it down because I opened it up. There's a sufficient amount of light, I'm hoping. I'm going to drop it down to, I'm going to go to 1/10 of a second. And I neglected to mention that with the shutter speed, you have everything from bulb all the way up to f1/250th of a second. And then here's the fun part. Are we ready? The ring. I hope you can hear it. Let's listen. You hear that? Oh yeah. I advanced the next exposure, so when I press the shutter button, it'll fire off. So let's see what kind of picture I get. Oh yeah. It'll probably be blurry, but hey, what the heck? And that is the heart of the camera, is all built into that lens. Let's not beat around the bush. This is a beautiful camera. We're not quite done yet. I got one more thing that I love. The lens protector, the lens cap. If you remember, I popped this off first before the lens. It does have a base right here, but you could sit there and unscrew it, the front cap. And you can unscrew that and then take this former lens cap and then mount it on the lens. And then look at that. You have a lens hood. I think it's great. And let's see if you can get a good side view of it. Oh yeah, look at that. Is that not sweet? They have pretty much, Zeiss Werra, or Carl Zeiss Werra, have pretty much built a minimalistic, simple, all mechanical camera all into one. You know, let's take a few moments. I want to share with you how to load film into this camera. Right now, I'm going to show you how to load the Werra I camera. Takes a bit of getting used to, but it's really easy. So let's begin. Already have my roll here out of the box. It is the Arista EDU Ultra 100 ASA black and white film that I'm going to be using, and the Werra I. Now, in the center is the base takedown screw. You're going to take that screw and turn counterclockwise to loosen it up. And very carefully and gingerly, as you hold the front, you're going to take your thumbs and you're going to push up. And you're going to take the back out. There's some tongue and groove in here, so when you assemble this again, or put this back together, keep that in mind. Place the back in a safe location, take your roll of film, and as you have the lens facing down, you put the film in the slot on your left of the camera as you're loading it, and you pull out the leader far enough that you get the leader right up level with the take-up spool, because you got a slot there that is ever so tight, and that's what you're going to try and install the leader of the film into. So very carefully pull out enough that you can work with, and once you get it in there seated far enough, that's when you could take
Your take-up spool on the outside here is a take-up. You could turn it. As you turn it, you're going to be fundamentally turning it clockwise. So if you were to look up and start turning, you're going to go in the clockwise direction. And then that's when the film is tightening it up, and you make sure that the sprocket squares of the film falls within the sprocket. And what I like to do is, as I rotate the take-up, is I like to make one full revolution covering up that take-up rail. Granted, you might be burning up some exposures, but I like to be sure. And then once that's done and you're ready to put the back on, make sure sprocket's good, take-up reel is good, grab your back cover. Because there is, you can see it's got a bit of a step here. What you can do is take the tongue and then just come down and insert the tongue into the groove just like so. And then completely close it up, bringing it down. So you're up here, just completely bring it down. And once you're complete and it's sealed, take your screw here, your base screw, and then turn it clockwise until it locks. Now, right here is a film counter, and this is where the take-up spool is. This is the base, but in a little further in the camera is what I used to advance the film to get it started. You can keep an eye on that. Now, you're going to be doing it for two reasons. The first reason is, as you advance the film, don't forget this is the film advance here at the base of the lens. You could leave the cap on, because once you advance it, you're going to hit the shutter, and you don't really care. You're not going to get any good pictures out of it, so you can hit the shutter, because I like to do it twice. So remember, I advanced the roll completely, well, completely revolution, one revolution. Now I advance it twice. So that gives me an assurance then that everything in here is working when it comes to advancing the film.
So the plan is I'm going to burn up a roll of 36 exposure film. And then I want to share that with you. So today we'll see what I can grab. Tomorrow I do plan to go down to Phoenix to see my girls, grandkids, and we're going to do breakfast down there. So I'm going to see what I grab between here and Phoenix and back up. And in short, have some fun. I'm going to take a few moments now to show you how to unload the Werra I. It's pretty simple. We're done. We fired off 36 exposures. I don't know how good they're going to turn out, because I plan on developing it this evening, and then I'll, of course, share that with you in this presentation. First thing you're going to want to do is, we have the film release tab or knob or button, push button right here. And we have the rewind button right here. What you need to do is push down on the film rewind button here, or push the button down, lift up on the tab here, then follow the direction of the arrow and just start rewinding. Now, you have to keep the button down as you turn it. So I'm going to say I got it all back within the canister. And then once you're done with that and you're happy, here's your takedown screw again. Go ahead and turn it, and then grab and push up the back. And right there's the film. And we're ready to develop this. So I'm going to do it this evening. Get her done. I'd be interested to see how some of the pictures come out. I know that there is a couple that I can't wait to develop, or wait to see, I should say. And that's the Werra I. I want to take a few moments to thank everybody that had subscribed to my channel recently, as well as watch my channel. If you hadn't subscribed, consider subscribing. And until next time, we'll catch you later.